Gun Barrel City will meet in a regular meeting in City Hall Council Chambers located at 1716 West Main Street, Gun Barrel City, Texas, on Wednesday, May 27th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. I now call this meeting to order. If everyone would please, if you're able, to rise for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this night, these citizens, these board members, and all of our city employees and first responders. Give us wisdom, patience, and clarity as we go about our city's business. In Jesus' name we always pray. Amen. The pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. I will now establish a quorum. Roll call from my left, please.
Burns here.
Evans here.
Jacobs here.
Edwards here.
We have a quorum. Citizens communications. Pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.007, members of the public may speak on any topic. Comments are limited to 3 minutes, and no action may be taken by the council. Any response from a member of the City Council to non-agenda comments is limited to a statement of specific factual information, a recitation of existing policy, or direction to staff for follow-up. We have 3 individuals that would like to speak this evening. Our first will be Amaris Faith.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. On behalf of Micah Adams, who could not be here tonight, he asked me to give these comments considering the de-annexation process for the Lakeside acres. In case they needed a comment tonight regarding our reasoning behind de-annexation. 1, we received no code enforcement as is, which is evident by the properties they have let get out of hand and know about. So we no longer want to be subject to any city code enforcement. It is pointless and selective at this point. 2, some properties that are known about are drug dens. We want to be under county law enforcement to mitigate these issues if the city continues to drag its feet. 3, there is no such thing as animal control in this town, only fines. We want to be under county rules for animals and livestock. 4, we will not ask for permission or pay permit fees for any type of fencing we construct. This also has to do with our proximity to Oak Harbor. It's a security issue. 5, we are generally ignored, and we are a far outlying area surrounded by county, a unique area with large county-style properties. This city does nothing for us. A slightly greater police patrol presence has been here lately due to our meetings with police. 6, we have archaic rules for our community, which is mainly mobile homes. For instance, I have a neighbor who has a 10-year-old mobile home he wants to move into his property for his elderly parents. It is in mint condition, yet the city will not let him due to the city's rules regarding age of the home. We will not be subject to these rules. This neighborhood is not on the water. It's tucked away in the woods and surrounded by county. Either give us de-annexation or fencing structure livestock variances for our entire zone, mimicking the county's own rules. We would also expect getting the county involved against the junkyard drug houses they know about. Either way it goes, we are creating our own rules and are going to do what we want down there. And again, this is from Micah Adams. Thank you.
Next up, Danny Perkins.
My name's Danny Perkins. I'm owner of Main Street Bar and Grill. For those of you that was here, and I was here last year, I want to thank you for the sign that y'all helped us get. It did a lot of good for us, so I thank y'all for that. I'm hearing that there's some issues with the entertainment games that my bar has, and I think they're in several places, but we're an entertainment business. We entertain people. That's what a bar does. We have to have people in there, and we do a lot of things to get people in there. These machines are one, pool tables, jukebox. We even have Wii bowling for all you bowlers that don't want to handle the ball. We have 20 people on Thursday nights that come in and bowl. The point behind it all is we cannot be successful if we don't have people in the seats. And not everybody goes to a bar, just sit down and get drunk. They come to socialize, have a good time, be entertained. And it takes a lot of entertainment to please these people and keep them happy if you're going to be in business. So everything we have is important to keep enough people at our bar to make a living. And I don't know, I just heard that there was some talk of possibly pulling the machines out or cutting the number down. We basically have 11 entertainment machines between pool tables, jukebox, and we have a lot of customers that's what they come in there for. Some don't even drink. We got customers that come in and drink non-alcoholic. It's a gathering place for the neighbors, locals, and that's what's basically there, to come and gather and have a good time. So it's crucial for us to maintain what we're doing. We've been there since 2009. We've had all the machines, the pool tables and everything since 2011, and that's why we're still there. We almost shut down before we started bringing in other stuff for entertainment to give people a reason to come. So I just want it to be known, we've never had a problem. We've got a good clientele. We want to be in Gun Barrel. We want to be in business, and I appreciate y'all taking that all in consideration when whatever comes up that y'all going to do about these machines. Y'all got my phone number. Any way I can help, information, don't hesitate. I'm willing to step forward and do anything I can to help, and it's all about making sure everything's safe too. So just keep that in mind. I appreciate y'all considering us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Perkins. Next speaker this evening will be Chris Ballard.
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Chris Bullard. Danny owns a bar uptown, and my business is I'm sorry, I'm nervous. I haven't spoke since high school, but my business, I have about 500 different pool tables and jukeboxes and stuff that I've in from the Valley all the way up to Texarkana, ATM machines and whatnot. So what the issue is on item 7 tonight, and what I'm definitely not against regulation, don't get me wrong when I say that, but when you take I'm gonna say a laundromat that has games in it or whatever, I'm not about that. What I'm trying to do is a bar that sells drinks and entertainment, regulating that as far as a different number, if per se, than, a chicken place down here. That's not what they do. A bar, restaurant sells food, beer, and entertainment. You take some of the entertainment away from that, you're taking huge amounts of volume per se of revenue that it takes to survive in the bar business. I don't know how many people has been in the bar business, but when you sell $3 beer and it costs $2 to buy it and it costs 30 cents in tax, you're making 70 cents a beer. It doesn't take long to figure out it don't get there without some other stuff. So, they use karaoke, they use jukeboxes, whatever the means are. And again, I'm not really here to say that everything in town's right, because, these, I'm going to say the skill games that are running up through, I know the business, but I don't deal with those. We do with, amusement machines that don't pay cash like these other ones do. We don't do that. So I'm just here to kind of voice what's happening as far as Miss Walker, which she's dead and gone, but this is her daughter, her granddaughter, Tiffany. She runs her bar now. And I've been to a lot of machines around this lake. And I know I'm stuttering, but anyways, that's just my point. And the consideration of regulation, definitely I can tell you what other cities do. You know, I've been there, I've done it, you know, and what they allow and what they don't allow to cut the riprap out and leave these guys alone and, you know, kind of make it a playing field that's what that business was built for, you know. So, you know, that's really, and congratulations on the new ones and the you know, the elections that y'all won, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Billard. Appreciate you. Next up, consent agenda. All matters listed under consent agenda are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will not be separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Consider approving the following. 6A, April 14th, 2026 special meeting minutes. 6B, April 28th, 2026 regular meeting minutes. 6C, the EDC March 2026 financials. 6D, Chapter 36, ordinance number O-2026-015, an ordinance of the City Council for the City of Gun Barrel City, Texas, amending Chapter 36, Fire Department of the Gun Barrel City Code of Ordinances, providing a severability clause, providing a repealer clause, and providing an effective date. 6E, Chapter 37, ordinance number O-2026-016, an ordinance of the City Council for the City of Gun Barrel City, Texas, amending Chapter 37, emergencies, is retitled Emergency Management of the Gun Barrel City Code of Ordinances, providing a severability clause, providing a repealer clause, and providing an effective date. 6F, Chapter 38, ordinance number O-2026-017, an ordinance of the City Council for the City of Gun Barrel City, Texas, amending Chapter 38, Finance and Taxation of the Gun Barrel City Code of Ordinances, providing a severability clause, providing a repealer clause, and providing an effective date. Do I have a motion? Oh, I'm still going. Thank you, Janet. 6G.
There's more, Mayor.
Chapter 39, ordinance number O-2026-018, an ordinance of the City Council for the City of Gun Barrel City, Texas, amending Chapter 39, Records Management of the Gun Barrel City Code of Ordinances, providing a severability clause, providing a repealer clause, and providing an effective date. 6H, Chapter 40, ordinance number O-2026-019, an ordinance of the City Council for the City of Gun Barrel City, Texas, amending Chapter 40, Park and Recreation Facilities, is retitled Park and Recreation of the Gun Barrel City Code of Ordinances, providing a severability clause, providing a repealer clause, and providing an effective date. 6I, Chapter 41, ordinance number O-2026-020, an ordinance of the City Council for the City of Gun Barrel City, Texas, repealing Chapter 41, Water and Wastewater Department of the Gun Barrel City Code of Ordinances, providing a severability clause, providing a repealer clause, and providing an effective date. 6J, Chapter 42, ordinance number O-2026-021, an ordinance of the City Council for the City of Gun Barrel City, Texas, amending Chapter 42, Procurement Policies and Procedures of the Gun Barrel City Code of Ordinances, providing a severability clause, providing a repealer clause, and providing an effective date. 6K, Chapter 50. Y'all stop giggling at me now. Ordinance number O-2026-022, an ordinance of the City Council for the City of Gun Barrel City, Texas, amending Chapter 50, Utilities Regulations of the Gun Barrel City Code of Ordinances, providing a severability clause, providing a repealer clause, and providing an effective date. 6L, Chapter 51, ordinance number O-2026-023, an ordinance of the City Council for the City of Gun Barrel City, Texas, amending Chapter 51, Solid Waste Management of the Gun Barrel City Code of Ordinances, providing a severability clause, providing a repealer clause, and providing an effective date. 6M, Chapter 52, ordinance number O-2026-024, an ordinance of the City Council for the City of Gun Barrel City, Texas, amending Chapter 52, Sewers of the Gun Barrel City Code of Ordinances, providing a severability clause, providing a repealer clause, and providing an effective date. I believe I have it all. I have been accused of being very vocal and talking a lot. I want you to know I had nothing to do with this. Do I have a motion?
I move that we accept the consent agenda as is. And just to, in case anyone's curious, these are all of the amendments we are making from the, what am I trying to say?
Ordinance review.
The Ordinance Review Committee. Thank you.
Very much needed. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Burns, second.
I have a motion and a second. No further discussion. Vote from my left, please.
Burns, yes.
Evans, yes.
Jacobs, yes.
Edwards, yes.
Motion passes. 7A, recognition of outgoing council members. I would like to, at this time, thank Ms. Evans for her many years of service. She has been a steward of this city for a very long time. She's been a pillar of the community, and I appreciate her service very, very much, and we will miss her. Thank you, Rita.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rita.
7B, Judge Grace Wallace, Gun Barrel City Associate Judge, will administer the oaths of office and seat newly elected city council members and mayor. First up will be Place 2, Doug Lander.
Rita.
She's looking for a microphone.
Next up, we will seat Place 4, Matthew Proper. Next up will be Brian Kroll.
I was like, what?
I, Brian Kroll. Do solemnly swear. Or affirm. That I have not. Directly. Or indirectly. Paid. Offered. Promised to pay. Contributed. Or promised to contribute. Any money. Or thing of value. Or promised. Any public office. Or employment. For the giving. Or withholding. Of a vote. At the election. At which I was elected. Or as a reward. To secure my appointment. Or confirmation. Whichever the case may be. So help me God. I, Brian Kroll. Do solemnly swear. Or affirm. That I will faithfully. Execute. The duties of the office. Of Gun Barrel City Mayor. Of the state of Texas. And will. To the best of my ability. Preserve, protect, and defend. The Constitution. And laws. Of the United States. And of this state. So help me God. Thank you. I thank everyone for all the support that you gave each and every one of the candidates in this city. Very proud to sit here again, and I'm very thankful and blessed, and I will do the best of my abilities as I stated. Next up, 7C, we will consider and take action to elect a mayor pro tem per section 3.05 of the city charter. I will now read section 3.05, mayor and mayor pro tem. To the mayor pro tem shall be a city council member elected by the city council at the first regular meeting after each regular election of the city council members and/or mayor. The mayor pro tem shall temporarily act as mayor during the disability or absence of the mayor, and in this capacity shall retain the right to vote on motions but not have the power to veto legislation while temporarily acting as the mayor during any period of disability or absence of the mayor. While acting as mayor during any disability or absence of the mayor pro tem shall perform all the duties of the mayor. That being said, do I have any nominations?
I'd like to nominate April Burns.
I have a nomination for April Burns. Do I have a second?
Edwards, second.
I have a second. I'll take a vote for my left, please.
Burns, yes.
Lander, yes.
Jacobs, yes.
Proper, yes.
Edwards, yes.
Congratulations, Ms. Burns.
Thank you.
7D, I will tell you, when this came on the agenda, I was extremely excited, extremely proud, and have been looking forward to this day for a while. This group of ladies is really incredible. I will read now. 7D, recognition of the Gun Barrel City Beautification Committee as a Gold Star affiliate, honored for exceptional community improvement efforts from Keep Texas Beautiful. I can tell you that they are tireless with their efforts. Every one of these women have given so much of their time, and nothing against what we've done up here, but we're one of the few cities that really doesn't fund a beautification committee. These ladies do this all on private donations and things that they do on their own. But if you have seen them at any one of our trash offs or any of those community service events, they're always there. They're an absolute gem in this city, and we are very, very blessed to have each and every one of them. So if we could have,
I'll get a picture.
yep, we need a picture.
Good job, ladies.
Oh, y'all got to squish.
Thank you again, ladies, for all you do. 7E, a presentation of quarterly department reports, including building and code, police, dispatch, and animal control, and court. First up will be our code enforcement, Mike Ward. It's okay to clap.
Good evening. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Mike Ward, Code and Building Inspections. Building permits for this quarter, we did 229. Building inspections, we did 787. New code cases were 98. Code enforcement inspections were 255. We've approved permits and they've been issued for 7 new homes for this quarter. And we have 4 commercial certificates of occupancy permits that have been issued. Any questions?
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Mike is standing in for our building official whose girls softball team that his daughter plays on is in the some kind of regional something to go to state. And they have a
Regional
game.
semifinals.
There you go. Regional semifinals to go to state, and he couldn't miss that. So Mr. Ward offered to stand in for Mr. Wiggins tonight.
Next up will be Police Department and Animal Control, none other than our chief, Keith Stevens.
Thank you. I don't get that very often. Appreciate it. Mayor, Council, Dr. Smith, thank you for your time. On our dispatch calls for service, we had 4,143 total calls to the communications center. 813 of those were for Payne Springs Police, 1,310 911 calls, 591 lobby calls, and lobby calls is actually people walking into the police department to speak with us. 3,006 police calls involving police officers actually having to do something with those calls. 170 fire medical calls, 250 warrants entered, and 417 warrants cleared. There's currently 1 vacancy in the dispatch center. On the patrol side, we had 216 citations written, 533 warnings, 69 total crashes, 8 DWIs, 11 assaults, 41 property crimes, 76 arrests, and 42 vehicle impounds. Department currently has 2 patrol vacancies. 2 of the 3 patrol trainees have completed training, are now operating independently, and recruiting efforts are still in effect for more officers. We've got 1 in the pipeline right now that's actually got some experience that hopefully going to be coming on pretty soon. Criminal Investigation Division, 18 cases filed with the District Attorney's Office, 28 cases filed with the County Attorney's Office, 4 cases filed with the Juvenile Probation Office. Out of those, we had 1 missing person, 2 death investigations, 5 cases sent to the Child Crimes Task Force, 171 items of evidence collected. CID also is over our training and audits and all the stuff that we have to do through the Communication Center. So there were 3 DPS TCIC training classes done. That's actually teaching the dispatchers how to do all the state entering and everything. Our first quarter command and specialty equipment inventory and inspection was completed. That includes inspecting every weapon we have, every taser we have, every vehicle we have, every piece of equipment that our department uses goes through an inspection quarterly. Property and evidence room audit is underway. That's going to be where every piece of evidence in our evidence room, somebody's going to put their hands on it, go back to the report, make sure that that report's still active. It's probably going to be about a 2-month ordeal in order to go through every piece of evidence and make sure everything is in order where it's supposed to be. That will be done on a yearly basis. TCIC, NCIC warrant audit was completed. That's all of your Class B and above felony, Class B, Class A, and felony warrants that are entered. Audit was done on every one of them that we have active. Not a whole lot of those. Most of those are referred, and the DA's office or the county attorney's office issues those warrants, so we don't hold in-house a whole lot of those. The regional warrants, that's another story. We've got a 3-inch notebook that has, each page has about 6 or 7 warrants listed on each one of those, and that audit was just completed. And every single warrant in that book, we had somebody put hands on, make sure that warrant's still valid, that the case hadn't been cleared, and the warrant still entered that shouldn't have been. So, and that's done on an annual basis. Animal control, 156 calls for animal control services, 4 animal bites, 2 deceased animals retrieved, 33 citations issued, 14 warnings given, 0 pets microchipped, 30 dogs impounded, and 28 dogs taken to the Humane Society. Any questions?
Questions for staff?
There was a question that was for the quarter.
Yes. Quarterly report, yes.
Thank you.
If none, thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Next up will be courts. Judge Wallace.
Good evening, Council, Mayor, Dr. Smith. Thank you for having me tonight. I will be going over the quarterly updates with you from the municipal court. The activity is from February, March, and April of this year. It includes 341 cases filed and 200 show cause hearings. And show cause hearings are when defendants are called to return before a judge to explain their defaults and judgments. 210 cases came before us judges serving as a magistrate for the state of Texas, which included 58 magistrate warnings, 5 Class A or B felony warrants issued, and 137 Class C warrants for those who failed to appear or failed to comply with the court order. A total of 708 cases were closed and $101,678.36 collected in fines, fees, and then, of course, this included state court costs. Moving on, as promised, an update to the warrant resolution program. It started February 20th and ended March 20th of 2026. Court staff, along with our collection agency, were actively reaching out to folks to get their outstanding warrants resolved by phone calls and mail. Execution was a joint effort amongst various departments. The Gun Barrel City Police Department participated by bringing individuals to the court or through arrest. Our community engagement coordinator, Brooke Atkinson, published information about the warrant resolution program on social media, which I believe had far-reaching effects. Over $62,000 was collected and 445 warrants were cleared during this initiative. And that's all. Any questions?
If none, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Appreciate all you do. Next up, much deserved, 7F, recognition of Court Clerk Julie Kelly for receiving her Level 1 Certified Court Clerk certification. I'll be presenting this to her. I first want to read To everyone here, be it known that Julie Kelly satisfactorily completed the prescribed course of study as required by the Municipal Court Clerk Certification, Certified Court Clerk Level 1. This certificate, duly signed, has been issued by the Board of Directors of Texas Court Clerks Association, Texas Municipal Courts Association, and Texas Municipal Courts Education Center in cooperation with Texas State University in San Marcos. Julie, if you'll come forward, please. Next up, 7G. We will consider and take action to enter into a publicity and tourism agreement with Texas Bass Nation Youth to award a $50,000 sponsorship from the Hotel Motel Tax Fund in support of the 2026 Texas Bass Nation Youth State Championship Tournament to be held at Cedar Creek Reservoir in Gun Barrel City in June of 2026. Speaking on this will be our Community Engagement Coordinator. Can I call you Harold or Atkinson? Harold. Okay. Brooke Harold.
I am just going to pass this over to the gentleman with Texas Bass. His name is Nathan, and he's got a whole presentation prepared for you guys. So.
Good afternoon. I kind of feel like the third cousin that shows up every so often to the family reunion, so. I think this is going on year, I want to say 4 or 5. I think maybe 4. Is this 4? Okay. I'm losing track. I'm getting older and got a new job, a lot more stuff going on. But we started in Gun Barrel, so 4 years ago. I think we brought a 48-boat tournament. And somebody asked me, why Gun Barrel? I said, well, it's set up perfectly the way we want to do it because the lake is right down the road and y'all have got a great pavilion right here in town. And the way we set it up, it's kind of like an elite style tournament. If you've ever been to a BASS elite tournament, the kids get to drive through, get out of their boat, drop off, and then they come in. We have stages set up, and we get bigger every year. Last year we were a 112 boat tournament, so we've doubled in size. And Gun Barrel's been a huge part of that. The ability to put on the style of tournament we put on has been far-reaching across the state. Since starting here, we had one region when we started. We're up to 3 regions now, and we're actually opening a 4th region next year over in the Waco area. And so when people come to Gun Barrel, they don't just come from around Gun Barrel. They're coming as far as Orange, Texas, if you know where that's at on Interstate 10. They come out of Houston, they come out of Waco, they come out of Northwest Texas. There are some that come from around this area because we have a Northeast region as well. And our Northeast region actually comes through Gun Barrel once a year and fishes Cedar Creek just as a qualifier to get here. We're going to probably make them stop doing that. I think they're getting a little advantage on us, but not really, I'm just kidding. But, and so I say all that to say that we literally are bringing people from 8 to 10 hours away to Gun Barrel when we host this tournament. This year, our event overview is looking like we're probably going to stay around the 115 to 120 boat range, which if you've been here when we're here, it's kind of like a hornet's nest buzzing around with boats and trucks everywhere. I know we talked to the store right as you're going out of town on the left. I'm not sure what it's called, but they say, yeah, we knew y'all were in town. There's a lot of boats pulling up and getting fuel and things like that. So we're expecting around 210 anglers this year, which means we'll have about 116 captains. And the surveys we've done every year, and we're going to have a much better survey this year because I finally had to break down and hire an operations manager because we've gotten to the point that I can't run it by myself anymore. So we've got about 1,320 members across the state right now that are all just in high school junior association. It's a qualification process to get here, so it's not a pay-to-play type deal. They have to actually qualify high enough in their region, and then once they fish their regional championship, they qualify to come to the state championship. So it's a actual event that they have to qualify for, and when they're here, they're competing for a chance to go on to the national championship. This year it's going to be on Kentucky Lake, and it's what I call a true national championship, because when you go, you will meet people from New York, New Jersey, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, I mean the entire country. There's about 300 boats that show up out of 15,000. So it's a really big deal, and this is the tournament where several of them qualify to move on to the national championship. 3 years ago, we had a junior team qualify here and go on and won the national championship. It was the first Texas team that I'd had go and win the national championship. But each team or each angler actually brings roughly 4 members with him in his family. So when you figure there's 204 anglers, then there's about 400 to 500 people just in the immediate family coming to town. And they will stay here on average 3 to 4 nights. And I'll be able to actually provide you this year, once we're sending out an electronic survey, so hopefully we'll get much more participation out of it than just a paper survey. And the event, the data will be a whole lot easier to get to y'all as soon as we get it done. But they eat out 3 times a day. They fill up probably, I don't know, they're here 3 or 4 days. They're filling up a truck and a boat at least 4 times, 5 times. They shop at the stores. They stay in the hotels. They stay in all the VRBOs. So it's a pretty good impact on the city when we come to town. We have run the numbers on it, and we feel like it's somewhere around $470,000 to $500,000 for the week that they come in. And just so you'll kind of understand how we do it, we shut the lake down. Like right now, it's in off limits, so people can't come. And we do that because we want to drive them to the city for that entire week to kind of get a really good shot of how many people are here during this event. Now, I can tell you, I know for a fact that they've been trickling through for the last month as we announced that we were coming back to Gun Barrel. And so you may have seen some boat traffic more so than not later, but they come in on weekends. They come in as much as they can, especially once school gets out. They try to get in as much as they can before the lake goes off limits, but then they will come back in on that week. They will open the lake Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then half a day Wednesday. Then we will have our mandatory meeting on Wednesday night, and then Thursday and Friday will be the 2 tournament days. And on Friday, we will crown a high school state champion and a junior state champion. We fish them separate tournaments. So it's basically 8th grade and under is junior, and 9th grade and up is high school. We will pay out $10,000 to the high school team and $5,000 to the junior team, guaranteed for first place. We've done that here since we've been here. This will be our 4th year to do it. And it's gone over really well. I want to give you, we've started using a company. It's a app company, but they run fishing tournaments called Fishing Chaos. You may be familiar with it if you fish tournaments. It's given us the ability to track how many people go in and out of our website, how many people see tournament registration. It's what we use to register for every tournament we fish through the entire tournament year. This year on Facebook, or I'll take that back. Last year, during the tournament at Gun Barrel, our Facebook page had 38,000 views of what was going on during those 3 days. We had 500 interactions on the Facebook page, 110 shares, and 32 hours of watch time just across those 3 days. We expect that to go up as we've now got our Facebook page doing a little more than it used to do. Again, having to hire this lady, she's a Facebook guru, so she's helping me with that. I'm not a Facebook guru, I can assure you. On our website, which is attached directly to Fishing Chaos, this year alone, we had 68,000 views. And if you go to our Facebook page, our website right now, the first thing you'll see when it pops up is the Gun Barrel City tournament from last year video. So it stays up annually all the way until we get the new video. And we have a professional videographer come in every year. They video the meeting that we have. They video our takeoffs every morning. They video our weigh-ins every day, and then they send it off, edit it, and put it together. And it comes back, and when it goes on our website, and we will also be sharing with you those things as we go through. But we've had 10,000 pages in our website hit just through our fishing season this year. I'm going to be open for questions if you would like to ask questions. Our schedule is we will show up. I'll show up probably Tuesday, start setting things up Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday morning will be the real big setup, and then we'll meet that Wednesday evening. We'll have mandatory meetings. So all 100 and however many teams show up will be there Wednesday night at the pavilion. We pray that it stays dry. Last year, I think it rained, or the year before, and it got a little messy pretty quick. We had to park way out by the fire station because we didn't want to tear up the grass behind us. We are bringing in a bigger stage this year. It's one of the 18-wheeler pop-up stages, so it'll be a little bit bigger than what you've seen in the past. Again, we're trying to jazz it up a little bit more every year for the kids. I think we do a better job than BASS at the national championship. That's just my opinion. I try to get them to come down to show them how to run a tournament, but they don't want to come down for that. I think they would be embarrassed. But do you have any questions directly for me that I can answer for you?
What are the dates of the tournament?
It will be June 10th, 11th, and 12th. That's a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And we used to come on a Friday, Saturday. And we found that we run into a lot of watercraft because this is a very big recreational lake, which is great. But we also started running into other tournaments that would come out of Log Cabin on the south end. And I had a guy call me one year complaining about some stuff. And I was like, well, I can complain to you too. I just come out of Gun Barrel. I don't come out of Log Cabin. So that's why he didn't know we had a tournament. And anyway, we had a long discussion about it. But our kids are out for summer. And they're going to be here anyway, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So why not just fish Thursday, Friday and get out of the way of all the recreation? It's a safer atmosphere. We don't have to worry about running into watercraft people on and the pleasure boats, and we don't have to worry about other tournaments because nobody fishes a weekday tournament. So it really makes it better for the kids. They get the total use of the lake without having to fight for spots on the lake, and so it's really worked out well for us. And I will tell you just one thing, I'm sorry. It is a little more this year because we've gotten to the point where we're gonna have to rent the park, the entire park, mainly for parking for 2 days, because last year was chaos because we didn't realize this boat ramp right here on this end was gone. And we usually parked about 30 trucks there. And when we got here, we were like, uh-oh, we're in trouble. Well, the people just started going in the park, even though they weren't supposed to. And so we had to pay some money out of our pocket to rent the park after the fact. So they were good about it, though. They didn't beat us up too bad. But we're just going to go ahead and rent the park for 2 days so that we can park there. And not have to work. We can just open up the gates and let the people go in and park. It makes it a whole lot easier. So, and this year we'll have a lot more hands on deck we have a lot of college kids that are volunteering their time to come in, help with parking, and do all those kind of things. So we'll have a much more manpower presence this year than we had last year. I'm not going to lie to you. Last year with 112 boats, we were a little shocked at how much different it was than 60 or 70 boats. So, but we'll be more prepared this year.
Great, thank you, Nathan.
I do have a couple questions.
Go ahead.
And this is probably where you're going to need to teach me because I haven't been in a fishing tournament. But on here for your request, it's got live fish care and release on here twice. I just didn't know if that was for each day or if it was a typo maybe.
Well, it's for 2 days. I don't know why it's on there twice.
Okay.
Let me get to that page.
Yes, sir. It was on the partnership budget page. I'm just trying to track everything on my end.
Yeah, we have a live release tank that we bring in. We use chemicals, ice and air, oxygen, things of that nature, to keep the fish alive so we can put them back into the lake. I'm not sure why. It's probably, to be honest, a typo.
Sure.
So I'm not sure that, unless she's got some other reason. Yeah, because it's the same dollar value. So I would say that it's probably on there as a typo.
Okay.
So you think to rent one of those is $2,250 instead of $4,500 for?
No, the 4,500's accurate. It has 2 line items on there.
Well, you said you're getting 2 trailers, right?
No, we're only bringing 1 trailer. We use 1 trailer every year, but we use it for 2 days is what I was saying. So, yeah, I'm not sure why that's on there twice. I'd have to ask my operation director that made the slide. It was probably just an oversight, I would guess.
So do you think something else would go in place of that, or would it lower the, and again, I'm just trying to look at it.
No, well, I can tell you the total cost of the tournament's $103,000. So we will go way over budget of what we're asking for to put the whole tournament on by the time we rent houses and do all the things that we do to bring the staff in and give people, I have to feed people for 4 days. I have to gas for people. I know you understand all that. But we would still spend the same amount of money on the whole deal. It just wouldn't be 103, it'd be 100, so.
Okay. Yeah, I think that answers one of my questions. Thank you.
Sir?
I'm sorry, I'm a little hoarse. I think that
okay.
answers one of my questions.
Okay.
Anything else? I appreciate it because this has kind of been one of the things I think that we've, this tournament, pink fishing tournament, lawnmower races, we've kind of discussed this, I know, as a council too, that we have, when we were doing strategic planning, some other meetings, that this has kind of become something that we're known for and a real key ingredient for tourism for us. I know personally I've had the kids stay next to us. They're great. Their families are very respectful. So I'm excited. I think it's a great return. And anytime anybody's investing in our youth, I'm all for it.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Angie, do you know how much we have in our hotel motel fund at this point? Or is that something you can answer, Mickey?
Mickey Rainey, do you know right off the top of your head?
Okay.
Any further questions? Do I have a motion?
I motion to consider and take action to enter into a publicity and tourism agreement with Texas Bass Nation Youth and to award a $50,000 sponsorship from the Hotel Motel Tax Fund in support of the 2026 Texas Bass Nation Youth State Championship Tournament to be held at Cedar Creek Reservoir and Gun Barrel City in June 2026.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Burns, second.
I have a motion and a second. No further discussion. Vote for my right, please.
Edwards, yes.
Roper, yes.
Jacobs, yes.
Lander, yes.
Burns, yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. Seven H, consider and take action to enter into a publicity and tourism agreement with the Lone Star Mower Racing Association, LSMRA, to award a $4,000 sponsorship from the Hotel Motel Tax Fund in support of the final LSMRA race to be held in Gun Barrel City in June 2026. Our sponsor on this will be our city manager, Dr. Smith.
You all are stuck with me. We do have several members of our LSMRA family here today. The person that was going to do the presentation called me this morning very sick, and I said, please stay home. I'm happy to walk us through these few slides, and they're here if you have any questions at all. LSMRA holds 7 races a year in Gun Barrel City. The final race for the season is June the 20th, and then they kick back off in October. So they take a small break during the summer. It's just too hot. They take a small break during the winter. Track conditions aren't great, and then they will be back. So this is the final race until the fall. And LSMRA has requested a $4,000 sponsorship for this event. LSMRA gets a small debt sponsorship from the EDC each year. I think it's about $1,500. And then they do not charge admission. They have worked very hard since I started in October 2023 to really build this event up. At the last event, we were a dozen people deep in those bleachers. Every bleacher was full. There were chairs. They had 3 food trucks. They're looking at adding vendors. They really want for their next race in June to do some additional marketing and advertising bigger across Texas. So I have their schedule on one of these next slides. Sherry was supposed to be here tonight. Some of you may have seen on Channel 4, they did a special on Blaze Scheid. Blaze is one of the young racers, and he's become quite popular. And our last race, everybody was cheering for Blaze. So it's a lot of fun if you've never been out. Next slide, please, Janet. This is a qualifying event. It absolutely puts heads in beds. Our racers, now that we're doing night races, our racers come in on Friday night. They spend Friday night here in Gun Barrel. They're at the track all day Saturday. They spend Saturday night at the track, and then they leave. This is the Common Economic Impact Study you just saw. You see it for them. You also saw it for Texas Bass Nation. This is something we require them to do before we partner with them. These are some pictures from the race. If you're curious, Mr. Bond did an entire video. I snapped some of these out of Keith's video, but this is one little section. It was that deep from end to end of the track and all the way around the corner. So got a lot of attendance. They just want to make this last summer race a big, big deal. They've worked on parking. They've worked on restrooms. They've worked on crowd control, doing something for the kids. You see the kids all lined up there. They're getting ready for a stick horse race at intermission. And this group is asking for a $4,000 donation. They absolutely qualify. They put heads in beds, and they are a sporting event. There's the racers. There's some of the awards from the other night. And then that's their full racing schedule. So this will be their last race, June the 20th, in Gun Barrel, a night race before they come back to Gun Barrel at the end of September. And so they're going to, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but I believe they're going to also have a short fireworks show at the end of the race. So really bumping up the attendance to bring people in. And that's why they're asking for a donation now to beef up that advertising and promotion. And I'm happy to answer any questions, and some of the racers are here. If the racers will stand up, that'd be great. They can at least see. They sit a lot of folks, so it's a whole lot of fun if you've never been. If you want to say something, you can go to the mic. If not, that's okay too. But oh. Thank you. She had no voice this morning when she called me.
I'm on like 3 different medicines. It's just Cottonwood, I promise. But we do want to go out with a bang. And so that's kind of our goal. We have to pay for lights. We are a nonprofit. We don't charge people to show up. And when I started bringing my grandson, who is Blaze, a year and a half ago, there were 40-ish people kind of sporadic around. And in our last race, we had over 300 people. It's gone crazy. We have a Facebook Live that I do. And I'm talking to people from Australia and California and Ohio and Indiana and that are watching Gun Barrel City. And we're very proud of that fact. I'm from Kemp. I was born and raised. So to have this here and to have the young people is my heart, to have the young people there. But Chris is a young person at heart. We have a whole lot of people that it's just a lot of fun. They don't win money. They get a little trophy. They spend all their money to do all this work, and the last race determines who wins the state champion. That's the last points race that you can have. So that's a big deal. So we just want to reward everybody, the community, our racers, and all the volunteers and people that come and support us. And I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Anybody have any questions for Sherry?
Mm.
Thank you, Sherry.
Please come watch us.
Everybody good? I will ask for a motion.
I move that we enter into a publicity and tourism agreement with the Lone Star Mower Racing Association, LSMRA, to award a $4,000 sponsorship from the Hotel Motel Tax Fund in support of the final LSMRA race to be held in Gun Barrel City in June 2026.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Burns, second.
I have a motion and a second. No further discussion. Vote for my left, please.
Burns, yes.
Lander, yes.
Jacobs, yes.
Proper, yes.
Edwards, yes.
Motion passes. Seven I, consider and take action to adopt resolution number R-2026-00 authorizing the city manager to close the certificate of a deposit account numbers ending in 4821 and 4830 at First State Bank and transfer the proceeds to the city's general fund account to be held for future investment. Our sponsor on this will be our city treasurer, Mickey Rainey. I will first read into the record the resolution. Resolution number 2026-011, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Gun Barrel City, Texas, authorizing the closure of certificate of deposit account numbers ending 4821 and 4830 at First State Bank and transferring the proceeds to the city's general fund account. The world's greatest city treasurer will now speak.
Good evening. This is just finishing up, closing out the CDs. We had 2 at Prosperity. These are the final 2 at First State. By closing these out and moving them to general fund, I can then move them to Hilltop Securities. And the interest rate there right now is 3.59%. Currently, they're earning 0.75%. These will both expire in June, different days in June, but we wanted to get it to you now so that we could prepare for that. And that's it.
Questions for staff?
Well, we'll have another discussion because it says on here to move them into Techstar, but we'll have a discussion when that comes up, correct?
So we have everything set up with Techstar to do the transfer. We talked about that a little bit at one of our last meetings. That money is fluid, so Mickey and I now are discussing like what to move, but it is fluid. We can move it back and forth. This will move into our general fund account now, and then I can bring that Techstar allocations back. We were gonna kind of follow what we had presented to council at the meeting, but we can, yes. Mickey and I have been now working through it. So it's very fluid at any time. The great news is at any time we can move money back and forth between our general fund account and our Techstar account. So it's not locked in like a CD where we're locked in until that CD expires. We're going to probably make a larger move at first because, as you all know, we don't make budget amendments again until the end. And so we won't move any money that might need to be moved from capital improvement or different places until we're right at the end of the budget cycle. Okay. So we would be able to move a larger amount now, even if some of that money is committed, because we don't move it till the very end. So
I just wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Further questions? Discussion?
That was a yes. There will be a conversation when Techstar gets funded.
Conversation.
I can bring that back to council. Council has already discussed that and seen the recommendations, so that's up to council.
I just didn't remember. I knew we were talking about how much money we would have. But I thought we were going to have a last conversation. I wasn't sure if all the money was in that numbers. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't remember what they were.
I can share that with council via email tomorrow.
I'm willing to move forward with that decision.
Okay. Good? Everybody's good? Do I have a motion?
I move that we take action to approve resolution number 2026-011, authorizing the city manager to close the certificate of deposit account numbers ending in 4821 and 4830 at First State Bank and transfer the proceeds to the city's general fund account to be held for future investments.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Edwards, second.
I have a motion and a second. If no further discussion, a vote from my left, please.
Burns, yes.
Lander, yes.
Jacobs, yes.
Proper, yes.
Edwards, yes.
Motion passes. 7J, public hearing to receive public input regarding a petition requesting disannexation of the Lakeside Acres subdivision from the corporate limits of Gun Barrel City. I will now open the public hearing. Is there anyone to speak on behalf? Yes. If you'll please come to the podium.
If you'll go to the podium if you want to speak, and then please fill out a form when you're done that our city secretary has.
Basically, it comes down to the utilities. The woman that spoke earlier was absolutely correct. We don't have any services out there, such as police doing their job or any of the services. But there is a difference with our utilities. You'll be taking away our water, sewer, and garbage utility with city prices. When we first moved here 5 years ago, I was charged almost 3 times as much under county for our garbage. About 2 years ago, however, that altered, and the city, the actual Reliant mentioned that our street was city, and that brought my bill down to around $100 a month compared to $250 to $300. I don't know what it means about my sewer, but I do know that when it goes out, the city comes and fixes it without charging. These are things, we are not a rich community, and we do not bother you very often, obviously, because the woman was quite correct when it comes to, we have drug houses, and we have people who have complained to the police and have made it very clear that they're unhappy about what's going on. However, our home is literally on an alley with that traffic going to a whole other neighborhood. It's not even ours. It goes to, I'm not really sure what that neighborhood is, but it's behind us. It could be county, it could be city, I don't know. I just know our roads are horrible. About the only thing we really get is in trouble for having things that are against the city ordinances. And everybody does try to do what they're supposed to do. But the utilities is an issue. And I'd like to know what that means for us. Price-wise, we're eating that. I know there's a lot of people that work with their animals and that sort of thing. It has to matter to them too, if their utilities are going to go up. And that really wasn't mentioned earlier, and that's my biggest complaint right there, is that individually we will have to pay out of our pockets for you annexing us out of the city. It's just one little neighborhood. We can't be costing you that much. Thank you.
Is there anyone else to speak?
Yeah. Mayor, may I make one statement? I just want to be
Yes.
clear that this conversation is related to a petition to be disannexed, not the city requesting to disannex this neighborhood.
Were you asking me?
No. No.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm
sorry, I apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Deidre Moore. I've been here off and on at Gun Barrel since the 90s. I love the city of Gun Barrel. If not, I would have never left Dallas County and Lancaster and moved back. Y'all have always stood by me. If I called the police, you was there. Called the dog catchers, y'all was there. I do not want to go county. I do not. To me, that's going backwards. And if you have a complaint and that kind of thing, start telling somebody. Y'all are not reading our minds. I mean, we have to speak up. If we want change, we need to make the change. But going backwards, going to the county is not it. And I mean, I don't want to go that way. So if nothing else, take the Lakeside Acres and move it down to the corner where it turns. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't have to be a part of it. So please, do not take that away from me.
Thank you. Is there anyone else to speak on this? If none, I will now close the public hearing. We'll move to 7K. Consider and take action regarding a petition requesting disannexation of the Lakeside Acres subdivision from the corporate limits of Gun Barrel City. Our sponsor on this will be our City Secretary, Janet Dillard.
Staff received a petition for disannexation of the Lakeside Acres subdivision on May 6th. The petition requests immediate disannexation from the city limits, reverting back to Henderson County and county regulations. The petition listed 45 original signatures. Staff was able to verify only 31 of these. There was a breakdown of how we got to this number included in your packet. So this leaves us with 31. The Henderson County Appraisal District shows 151 lots in the Lakeside Acres subdivision with 100 unique property owners, meaning some of these owners own multiple lots. Staff mailed out 100 letters on May 11th, notifying residents of the disannexation request and providing them an opportunity to provide feedback. Staff did receive 3 email correspondence in opposition, 1 phone call opposing, and then 1 in-person visit. Emails have been provided to you guys today at your seat. And then background information regarding the original petition to annex Lakeside Acres in 1980 was provided in your packet. Annexation records indicate the city successfully completed the statutory and procedural requirements for annexation amidst false claims of improper annexation. And then Texas state law provides qualifications for disannexation. These were included in your packet as well. Staff believes the petition doesn't meet any of the criteria to be legally disannexed, but it is important to note that disannexing doesn't violate state law either. Our charter does allow City Council to disannex territory from the city in any manner and by any procedure. So if given directive to proceed with disannexation, this would come back to you guys in the form of an ordinance. And tonight, staff is just asking for direction on how to proceed, either denial of the petition or consideration for an ordinance. And we're happy to answer any questions.
You can.
Questions for staff?
Did we have a breakdown of how many calls for service came from Lakeside Acres?
We did. I know it was in the email. I believe it is also in the packet. If memory serves me right, 2024, we had 64 calls. And in 2025, I know April's looking for it for me. In 2025, as of May 1st, we had more calls than we had in total of 2024.
Right, so, okay, so they had an uptick for calls for service compared to previous years? Because I know, because I went out and looked at the subdivision and met with some of the people, and I can understand where they're coming from and some of their concerns, but I also, understand that if you have some city services like streets and police, to take those away aren't going to do you any justice for any of the communities. So I was just going to recommend that, like somebody had mentioned, if you're a community, like we have to be that. We need to work with each other, and if you see something, like call somebody. We, not mind readers, put a notice on See-Click Fix or call the police. I mean, they answer plenty of phone calls, so I guess that's my 2 cents.
Also, just want to remind council, we are under the direction of staff to either deny disannexation or consider an ordinance for disannexation. So understand that when we're making our motion.
Calls for service, 11 in 2024, 64 in 2025, and as of May the 6th of 2026, there had been 65 in 2026. Thank you.
Further discussion? If none, I'll ask for a motion.
I make a motion that we deny the petition requesting the annexation of the Lakeside Acres subdivision from the corporate city limits of Gun Barrel City.
I have a motion to deny. Do I have a second?
Lander, second.
I have a motion and a second to deny. If no further discussion, a vote from my left, please.
Burns, yes?
Lander, yes.
Jacobs, yes.
Proper, yes.
Edwards, yes.
Motion passes. 7L, public hearing to discuss the unsafe structure located at 250 Overlook Trail, Gun Barrel City, Texas. I will now open the public hearing. Is there anyone to speak on this? If none, I will now close the public hearing. 7M, consider and take action to determine whether the structure located at 250 Overlook Trail in Gun Barrel City, Texas is considered unsafe. Our sponsor on this will be our code enforcement officer. Is Mike here?
That's a very good question, so your city manager will help out.
Okay. Right now, our building official will be our
Don't tell me
manager,
that.
Dr. Smith.
I absolutely don't understand any of that. I will tell you, this item was tabled at the last meeting, and we have two action items. One is to deem it unsafe. Two is to order the city to take action. Honestly, council could act on, you have a couple of options here. You can act on 7M and deem it unsafe, and then not act on 7N, which is action to move forward with demolition. The building is unsafe. You guys saw some of those pictures at the last meeting. Shannon did talk through some of that, but the resident has pulled a permit for demolition. That allows them 6 months to do the work, but that is, or you can deny both of them. We cannot have a motion and a second, and that just, those stop where they are, as you all know. But the resident did come in this week and, or late last week, and pull a permit to demolish it. They are trying to figure out some things about foundation and different things like that. So, but they pulled a demolition permit this last week, which allows them time to then tear it down. They do understand, they want to remediate the situation, but they did pull a permit.
So that permit will give them 6 months to make some movement.
It does give them 6 months to make movement.
Okay.
So even if we approve the tear down, will it still give them 6 months?
Because they have a permit, according to our building official, yes. It's not my expertise, but that, Shannon and I had that conversation. State law allows council to also do an action plan with folks that outlines, hey, we have to do this at certain times. Our code is a little gray on that. It's probably something we need to clean up a little bit. So the building official and I were talking about it this week. But this, I mean, you can deem it unsafe. You can order a tear down. They still have 30 days to take action, even if we ordered a tear down, but they have already pulled a permit for demolition. And I'll tell you, from the street, this house doesn't necessarily look like it needs to, but it does have some interior issues that need to be addressed.
So just to recap, if we consider it unsafe in 7M, we don't necessarily have to call for demolition in 7N. Is that correct?
I believe, Janet, that is correct. You can act on one and not on the other. You cannot act on both of them because
Right.
the resident has done it. It is
Right.
up to council how to proceed.
Well, if they got a permit for demolition, you know, they're on track, so I guess.
Well, I guess for me, and I hate to, because it is in my neck of the woods, so I'm not trying to do it because of that, so I just want to make that clear, but it's been an ongoing thing with this situation with these people, and they're going to fix it, and they're going to do something a year ago, so we took it off a year ago, they're going to do something, they did paint it a year ago, make it look really nice, but the roof's about to fall in, there's some foundation issues, and then last month, you know, we tabled it because the resident had reached out, but then they, other than pulling a permit, I don't know that they had any conversations with the city, I guess, was to, okay, don't do that, we want to do this, they're not communicating. So my only concern with that is that we do this and then they do nothing again. That's just my only concern. So then we're going to see it in the future, where my question is if we, I'm all for letting the resident do whatever it is that they want to do first. Okay, first, let's let them do it. But if they don't, if we approve that it's an unsafe structure, and if we approve the demolition, I don't think it overrides them, but at least if they don't do something, then they don't have to come back to us to get approval again another time.
That's what I was
So I
kind of,
think it kind of puts a little bit more pressure on the owner to say, okay, if I don't get this done, they're going to do it, so let's get them to do it.
That's exactly correct.
And April isn't wrong. This has been an ongoing, guys, we spent the last 30 days trying to get these folks to make a commitment, and this week they pulled a permit. So that's something we're going to have to stay on top of, and our code enforcement, our building official are going to have to stay on top of. But there's no harm in you acting on this. As long as they tell us they're going to take action, we can allow them to do that. But 6 months isn't that long, and all of a sudden it's here, and now we're starting this entire 30-day notice and 30-day public hearing, and we're 90 days before we can do anything. If you take action on this, if it doesn't happen, we can take action, so.
So if no, everybody good? So I would ask for a motion on 7M.
I make a motion that we approve and take action to determine whether the structure located at 250 Overlook Trail, Gun Barrel City, Texas, is considered unsafe.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Edwards, second.
I have a motion and a second. No further discussion. Vote for my left, please.
Burns, yes.
Lander, yes.
Jacobs, yes.
Proprius.
Edwards, yes.
Motion passes. 7N, consider and take action to adopt Order 250 Overlook Trail, making findings of fact and ordering the demolition of structures located at 250 Overlook Trail, Gun Barrel City, Texas. I will read into the record order number 2 on 250 Overlook Trail, an order making findings of fact, finding certain buildings and structures within the city limits to be dilapidated, substandard, and unfit for human habitation, and a hazard to the public health, safety, and welfare of the city's residents, ordering the buildings and structures be abated and ordering the demolition thereof. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion that we consider and take action to adopt Order -250 Overlook Trail, making findings of fact and ordering the demolition of structures located at 250 Overlook Trail, Gun Barrel City, Texas.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Jacobs, second.
A motion and a second. No further discussion. Vote for my right, please.
Edwards, yes.
Proprius.
Jacobs, yes.
Lander, yes.
Burns, yes.
Motion passes. 7O, a presentation and discussion of an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Gun Barrel City, Texas, amending the Code of Ordinances of City of Gun Barrel City by amending Chapter 111 Amusements and replacing Section 111.01 with coin-operated machines. Our sponsor on this will be our City Manager, Dr. Smith.
So council, we rolled this out the last time at the first meeting, just to kind of get this in front of you and then bring it back at this meeting for discussion. There's no decision being made tonight. The ordinance that you were presented is an ordinance that another city passed, limiting and defining the way they defined it. The goal of this is to 100% come up with the ordinance that is correct for Gun Barrel City. And next slide, please. Y'all saw this last time, all the history, that is our current ordinance and the definition of coin-operated game machines. I want to be clear, the definition of coin-operating game machines is pull tables, claw machines, crane machines, and video machines. I don't know what you call them. They're frequently called 8-liners. I don't know what their official name is, but by definition, all of those things. So when you see Walmart has a machine registered, they have the claw machine in their lobby registered. They're required by the state to do that, and then they do that with us. Next slide, please, Janet. These were some of the proposed changes. The definition in the new ordinance doesn't restrict claw and game type machines, right? So if you have a claw machine, if you have a basketball shoot machine, if you have a golf machine, it doesn't regulate those in the same way that it regulates what is commonly referred to as an 8-liner, which are those video machines like they have in casinos. Next slide, please. These were all part of it. This is that new definition. I wanted to bring that out and just be real clear about the difference. So In this ordinance, amusement redemption machine doesn't refer to claw or crane machines and doesn't limit those. It also doesn't limit a game where you throw, roll, flip, toss, hit, or drop a ball or other physical objects into a machine or a part thereof, including basketball, golf, bowling, and similar machines. Next slide, please, Janet. Several of council asked me for who had registered machines and who did not. So I verified this morning with our permit assistant. And currently registered CEFCO, that is I believe that is the station at the corner of 198 and 334. They still are a CEFCO. Had 5 machines, Lakeside Cafe had 13. American Legion had 1. We believe that is their pool table. They do have machines. Main Street Bar had 10, Rita's had 14. Chevron, RJ Food Mart had 4, and the Texaco had 6. Other places that have had machines in the past that we sent letters to included Mike's Bar, which I believe is First and Last Bar out on 198, Bullet Bar, Jalapeno Tree, Denny's, Walmart, and Walker's Landing. And we do not have current registration for those. This has kind of been a drive since I got here, much like alarm permits and other things, to start getting people registered. And so our permit assistant now sends out, that was the first question, like how, we got a lot registered, and she said that they sent out letters in February. They were due to follow up in April, and they realized I was kind of working on this, and they wanted to hold off until we saw, like, what did we put in place, because it basically renders all those not active until we decided on how we were going to move forward. Again, this is just a discussion item. Staff absolutely wants what's right for Gun Barrel, and we're willing to, this would then go to the attorney for any changes requested and come back to council as an approval item.
Discussion? I will say, just from my perspective, I learned a few things from listening to both Mr. Perkins and Mr. Ballard speak, that we do a little bit more research on some of this, but I just don't know any other way to get people registered other than what we've done. I think we've exhausted that ability.
Well, of course, I think that's not what of course, right now, we just need to figure out on this ordinance, right?
Sure.
Of course, getting that for sure. Just need maybe bigger fines when they don't do it and, or, whatever. But to this ordinance, I think the ordinance was, I don't have it right there, was it bars, billiards?
Bars, nightclub,
Billiards,
bingo hall,
bingo
billiard
halls.
hall.
Mhm. So I guess that's the first thing, because I do know we have.
Go forward one more, Janet,
A
please, right there.
restaurant that has them, that we haven't had much issues with, so I was trying to figure out, which we talked about, maybe trying to figure out how to try to help the restaurants as well and have no issues with those. And then the next question again would be the number of machines. As you've seen, most of them, I think I've talked to a few businesses, 6 to 8, I think, are what most of them have to keep the, what they call them, butts and seats, for providing entertainment. So I don't know how y'all feel about the number of them.
And there's a big difference too between a pool table that you put coins in and a, essentially a poker machine you go to the casino in, and you just keep hitting that button, and it's a skill game.
This ordinance is specific to that type of machine, not
Right.
your pool tables, and we can accept those from this ordinance. Those can be accepted from it. Pool tables, claw machines, crane machines, we can beef up those definitions.
I just, with the pool table at the Veteran Foreign Affairs place, and then the Denny's and the Walmart, I figured that they don't have poker machines there. It was probably a claw machine, right?
Potentially.
Which they still register, which
Potentially.
is great.
But they will still require to register, just.
It would still be required to be registered. The limitations just wouldn't be
I
the
was gonna say,
same.
but this ordinance would not apply to them on those items.
Yeah.
Further discussion?
So staff would like some direction from council on what we want to explore. Do we want to up that? Do we want to include restaurants? Are we ready to have those conversations, or do you just want to take this off the table for now and you come back to me and give me some direction? That's really what staff needs, some direction on how we want to move forward.
Council? Direction for staff?
I think we should discuss a number as far as those machines go. I'm not sure it's best to just force them to all of a sudden drop it down to 2.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I'm all for getting these machines out of the gas stations. That is not a part of the entertainment industry, and I don't believe those should be there.
That's what I was trying to do, is trying to find a way to get the restaurants in, but not the, gas station that even serves food.
Right.
Right. I think the key thing that I learned from this, again, is entertainment, right? I'm not sure I'm going to a gas station to be entertained, but at the same time, I don't want to hurt anyone's ability to, make a living, and I think we just have to be pretty specific. And again, we've done this with other ordinances. We have to make it specific to the needs of our community and our constituents.
So I'm hearing a taste to ensure pool tables and claw machines aren't included, or still have to be registered but not included in the limit, including potentially restaurants that maybe serve alcohol or have a bar environment.
Yes.
We can look at how to define that. I can do that. What about number of machines?
That's the tough part.
Yeah,
I guess that would depend on the type of establishment.
Should we
Oh, yes, okay.
base it off square footage or something?
Well, if it's a restaurant, bar, you're catering to families as well. And I don't know how many of those you want around when you bring your kids into the restaurant, even if it's off in the bar side. Now, if it's just a bar, like Main Street Bar and stuff, it's all adults. So that should probably be a little different. So you're limiting the amount of traffic at a restaurant as opposed to a full place where you're out for enjoyment, whether it's drinking, darts.
I
gaming,
honestly
whatever.
don't know if we have any sit down, just a restaurant environment that has this kind of machines. If you are familiar with Lakeside, Lakeside kind of has tables on one side, but they do have a bar, and then I think their gaming machines are over there
Right.
in more that area. I don't know if Chili's, I know Chili's doesn't have them, Jalapeno Tree, so a lot of those just walk-in, sit-down restaurants. Jalapeno Tree may have a claw machine, that's not uncommon, but now we're talking more about those video poker version machines, so.
So what she's saying is, so that restaurant has like a bar area, you know what I'm saying? And that's where they have their machines, is in that bar area.
Yeah, they
Not in the other area.
Right. I mean, you want to, so families can come in and enjoy.
Right, they're on one side, and then the bar kind of on
Sure.
the other side. They have those machines over there.
That's what I think of immediately when I think of Lakeside Cafe. When you walk in, it's mainly restaurant, and then they have a bar area with they have pool tables as well. So they are more of an entertainment.
there.
I would agree with Ms. Jacobs, so I think cutting it to 2 is a little extreme, so I think we have to work on that number.
Yes, so, I mean, as you look at the numbers here, and of course, in those numbers that are currently registered can include like pool tables and stuff. So, I mean, I'm thinking no less than 6, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm talking to a few, and how many do they have? So they usually have 6 to 8. And I don't know much about these things at all, but a lot of them say they're older machines, and so there's some that have downtime or down to be repaired. So a lot of times they'll have maybe 8. That's 6 that work at a time, but
Got it.
sometimes they have 8. And
Sure.
so, I don't know, that's just kind of just the consensus that I'd spoken to the several
Sure.
residents that I did.
Do we know how many are in the unregistered businesses?
I do not.
They've never registered with us, we don't know.
They have registered in the past, but I don't want to give out bad information, so. They do not have currently registered machines, and so, I mean, typically, our process is, when I started, we didn't have many registered, we had a few. We would send them a letter, and then our fire chief would go in and do the inspections and remind them, but there has been no consequence for not doing it. So it's been very hit or miss, but they are required to register with the state. And that's January to December, once they're registered with the state, they are then required to come in and register with us. They get a sticker from the state for every single machine that takes a coin. Any coin-operated machine, they get a sticker.
And we could look at that, or, that process or fees if we wanted to.
Absolutely.
Penalize them if they don't. I mean, after we get things in order and give them a chance to get registered, right?
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, I think there would need to be a grace period for sure.
Something I would like to know, I mean, for example, Rita's, it shows 14 here. I would like a breakdown of, well, how many of those are pool tables and how many of those are
I will
eight-liners?
need to, I'm not sure we break it down that way. I will need to verify whether we break it down that way because we just do the number. Currently, we only do the number of coin-operated machines.
Right, but if we're going to start limiting the number and type of machines, I would like to know how many machines they currently have in there before we just start pulling limits out of the air.
I know Lakeside Cafe has 7, and then Main Street Bar has 8 currently. Rita's, I have no idea, and the other 2 are under 6.
Rita has 4 or 5, maybe 4,
Pool tables?
hold on, pool tables. So,
I got 6, Rita's got 6.
6
pool tables? They have 6 pool tables?
That's Walker's.
Okay, that's what we were
Is it
talking
Rita?
about.
Is it-
How many pool tables?
Is that
I thought they had 4.
Are they with Rita or Walker?
No, he owns a company that does this. So I believe Rita's has 4 pool tables, so then the rest of those machines would be these gaming machines.
I know these games help subsidize people's income, like Lakeside. I was saying that I know that these games subsidize people's income, especially Lakeside. They probably couldn't make it without the 8-liners back there. It helps subsidize their income.
And they have 7, you said, right?
Yes, sir.
Ish. Mhm.
They also have pool tables, so
Right.
Yeah, so they have, like I said, out of the 13 that's on there,
Yeah.
about 7 of those are the 8-liners. So we have 5, 8, possibly 0 there. Main Street has 8, yeah, and then Rita's, what did we say Rita's had?
I know they have
I think
4
they have 6.
pool tables. I thought they had 4 pool tables.
6 games like that? Okay, so 6, and then Food Mart says 4, and Texaco says 6. And Walker's Landing has 7.
Has the American Legion, have they gotten rid of their machines? Because the last time I was in there, there were a ton of them.
I agree. Last time I was in there as well, and when I got the numbers today, they registered 1, and staff believed that to be a pool table. But they were all along one wall, but
Yeah.
like I said, my team has not gone out and started saying you have, because they knew we were working on this.
Sure.
We wanted to make sure that we had good information. So once we get direction from council, we'll finish the ordinance and then we will make those visits.
Okay.
So,
I mean, we could do 8, that looks like it should get everybody. But, I don't know what Bullet Bar has, Jalapeno Tree doesn't have any, Denny's, I don't think Walmart, any of those have those.
So are we clear on the direction for staff?
so we want to ensure pool tables and claw machines are not included in the limitations, right? We want to, in some way, find legal language that includes the things in the list already. Janet, can you go back 1 or 2 for me, just so we're clear? 1 more. That includes, forward. Bar, nightclub, bingo hall, billiard hall, but includes restaurants with a bar element of some kind. And I'll have to get with the attorney, and then limiting it to 8 of the video gaming amusement machines.
8 seem like a good number with y'all?
Yeah, so just 8 machines, but they can have as many pool tables, dartboards, and all that. Okay. Yeah, cool. Yes.
Is everybody comfortable with that?
The direction I need.
Is that good for staff?
We'll work on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on, 7P, a discussion regarding final draft of ordinances, chapters 70 through 92. Our sponsor on this will be none other than our city manager, Dr. Smith.
So this is just the next set. Y'all are being extremely patient with us as we go through these. So we officially presented this at the last meeting. We're here to take any discussion items related to these chapters. And this is a council discussion, and then to provide direction for staff if you have questions. We then we will have this group, after this discussion, it will then go to the city attorney to make any final changes, and then it will come to your next meeting for approval, and you'll see another set. So I will tell you all, I bumped into a couple of folks that served on the ordinance review committee, and they were, during the election on Tuesday, they were here, and they were extremely appreciative of the time council is taking to really go through these and the hard work. I mean, y'all heard me say when they were here, that was twice a week, 2 hours. Linda Rankin, Keith Bond were on that committee as well, but I ran into some additional ones that I don't see all the time. Gilbert was on it. And very appreciative that council is taking the time to go through these and listen to their recommendations, right? And so, you know, you get a copy, it has yellow and red in it. Those are my questions to the attorney. We have some ordinances in these sections that, like the water ordinance, that we need to think about how we move forward. But does council have any questions about any of these specifically that I need to then take forward and make sure that we get with the attorney to adopt before I bring them back?
Further discussion?
Good enough. Thank you all very much. You'll see these at your next meeting.
Thank
And
you.
The mayor will get to read all the ordinance headers into the record.
Thank you.
That is required by charter. I can't help it.
Thank you. Janet, you and I'll talk later.
Or you can make Janet read them.
8A, first reading of resolution number R-2026-012, approving a potential performance agreement by and between the Gun Barrel City Economic Development Corporation and Texas Plumbing Pros, LLC, for a small business incentive grant not to exceed $25,000 to make interior and exterior improvements on a building located at 322 North Gun Barrel Lane, Gun Barrel City, Texas. Dr. Smith will address this in just a second as soon as I read the resolution into the record. Resolution number R-2026-012, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Gun Barrel City, Texas, approving a performance agreement by and between the Gun Barrel City Economic Development Corporation and Texas Plumbing Pros, LLC, a Texas corporation authorized pursuant to sections 501.103 and 505.158 of the Texas Local Government Code and providing for an immediate effective date. Dr. Smith.
I will put on my EDC hat hopefully one last time tonight and present this to you. This is a first reading. As you all know, we do 2 readings. We have published this to have a public hearing at our next meeting, which is the second reading, where you will actually have a copy of the resolution to review. Texas Plumbing Pros is a locally owned plumbing company. I know they have been working on this for a while. I talked to Brandon back when we had all this paused while we were rewriting them, and then I think he's been in talks with our ex-executive director of the EDC for several months trying to get this in front of them. So we got it on our EDC agenda, and it was approved by the EDC agenda. What Texas Plumbing Pros is asking for is just a matching grant. They are going to spend up to $98,866 making improvements both to the outside and some to the inside of this building. This building is on 198, very close to Sonic in that general area, set a bit off of the road, frequently has Texas Plumbing Pros. You can see the picture on the bottom, that's the existing building. The picture on the top is the proposed exterior. This, as you know, with a small business incentive, they will need to spend the money, prove up their receipts, and that those receipts have been paid in order to get the $25,000 in incentive dollars. There's no action at this. I'm happy to answer questions. Texas Plumbing Pros, Brandon's is here and happy to answer questions, but we will have our public hearing and an official approval at our next meeting.
Discussion? Questions?
This is exactly what these grants were designed for.
Absolutely.
To really improve the outside of those buildings along our major retail corridors. So
Absolutely.
great use.
Executive session 9A, convene into executive session pursuant to Texas Local Government Code Section 551.074, personnel matters to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of the EDC director position. We will now convene into executive session. Let the record show that it is 8:15.
Bird, chicka, 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 bird.
Sleep over there?
I thought you were going to take that picture. Yeah,
Sleeping over there?
you're going to take that picture or something?
You come to another meeting. Keep your ass at home.
Wow, what? We don't normally have executive sessions, so a whole hour would have been done. We don't normally have those, not always.
Let the record show we are reconvening into open session at 9:11. We will take the necessary action. I need a motion to consider and act upon the acceptance of Charles Howe's resignation at this time.
I make a motion that we accept Charles Howe's resignation from the EDC director.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Jacob, second.
I have a motion and a second. If no further discussion, vote for my left, please.
Burns, yes.
Lander, yes.
Jacobs, yes.
Roper, yes.
Edwards, yes.
Motion passes. Next, consider or take action to give direction to the city manager to appoint an interim EDC director on the agreed upon terms. Do I have a motion?
I move that we give direction to the city manager to find the interim at the agreed terms.
I have a motion. Do I have a
Oh,
second?
that's not I said interim, to post the job, right?
Yep.
Oh, let's find the interim, I'm sorry. Yep, I'm all over the place. Yes, so I did make a motion to give direction to the city manager to find an interim at the agreed about terms.
Yep. Do I have a second?
Jacobs, second.
I have a motion and a second. Vote for my left, please.
Burns, yes.
Lander, yes.
Jacobs, yes.
Roper, yes.
Edwards, yes.
Motion passes. Next, to consider and/or take action to give direction to the city manager to post the job as previous listed. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that that the city manager posts the job description as previously listed.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Edwards, second.
We have a motion and a second. Everyone's very eager. Vote for my left, please.
Burns, yes.
Lander, yes.
Jacobs, yes.
Roper, yes.
Edwards, yes.
Lastly, consider and/or take action due to the current vacancies and as state law allows, make a motion to appoint April Burns and Jennifer Jacobs to the EDC vacant seats. Do I have a motion?
I motion, due to current vacancies and the state law allows us to appoint, due to current vacancies and the state law, it allows us to make a motion. And I motion to appoint April and Jennifer to the EDC open seats.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Lander, second.
I have a motion and a second. Vote for my left, please.
Burns, yes.
Lander, yes.
Jacobs, yes.
Roper, yes.
Edwards, yes.
Motion passes. With no other business, this meeting is now adjourned.